Hello? Hello? Hi everyone, happy Friday. I am so excited to be playing Suborbital Salvage right now. We're going to introduce our guests in just a second, but if you're curious about this game, it just released on Steam yesterday, so look forward to that. Be sure to check it out on Steam, and if you happen to purchase and play it, leave a review because that'll really help out the devs getting visibility on Steam. Curb, thank you so much for redeeming first. It's lovely to see you. Hi Fable, hi Joe, hi Trike, hi Mutt, hi Moon, hi Mana, hi Haley. So good to see you, sweet friends. Hi, hi Spoo, hi Soren. So good to see everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, and let's introduce our guests. We've got Alex and Eric, both use he, him pronouns, and they both worked on Suborbital Salvage. You want to say hi?
Hello. Wait.
Hey there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, right, there's a delay. I was like, I didn't see my icon light up.
Valid. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of impromptu and informal. We're just going to chat a bit about Suborbital Salvage. So some context for this game. We are a... Well, actually, Alex, do you want to describe the game for us?
Ooh, that sounds like marketing. I'm bad at that. No, Suborbital is an endless runner where you play as a salvage pilot trying to collect salvage while trying to survive a giant space fish that is chasing you, which frequently gets misidentified as a snake, which I totally can see because when it's off screen, it looks like a snake's face.
I always saw it as an angler without the fleshy bit.
Yeah. I actually had gotten some early feedback that I should add the little angler fleshy bit,
Sure.
but I didn't know. I felt like I had to animate it, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna reasonably animate. Like, I don't think of myself as an artist, so I was like, oh,
Sure.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that, so I'll just keep it off. It'll be a weird space fish.
Hell yeah. So tell us a little bit about this cat that's talking to us about the runs that we're doing.
Yeah. I actually forget how I decided to add a cat. Actually, that might have been something that came out of our discussions, Eric, right?
Okay.
Like doing some sort of narrative.
Yeah, I actually think you had the cat pretty early on. I think the personality of the cat really came through during dev. From a comment of a friend, I was just like, no. You had some placeholder copy that was already snarky to begin.
Oh, right.
Hell yeah.
That's right. I am this game. For context, this game we've been working on and off for a couple of years. It's not that big, but it's definitely been a while since we started the project. But
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a very sarcastic person, so a lot of my placeholder text was very snarky.
Hell yeah. And then the personality of the cat just kind of developed from there.
Yeah, because I figured, like, well, it's a cat. Cats are kind of jerks anyway, so might as well lean into that.
Yeah. That makes sense. I know I'm skipping through the text right now. I'll give some time to highlight the dialogue.
Oh, yeah, that's all good. I mean, whenever I play it, I skip through the text, so...
Yeah, I realized I was slipping into muscle memory mode because I usually just spam through it, because I have played this game before, but to get a feel for the cat. Your ship is equipped with a hypogyro acceleration drive. I'll save you the science. This means spinning your ship gives you a speed boost. Just turn your thrusters off and rotate your ship, doing a complete 360 spin. Well, he was a little helpful there. That's nice.
Yeah, the cat does occasionally give tips. Probably not nearly as much as it should.
That's fine.
But I think the sarcastic comments are kind of the core part of the game. So yeah. I think it's fine. That tip you just saw was actually a new one that is forced, because one of the hardest things we had teaching players was how to do the spin boost.
Sure.
And it was kind of our fault because we're when we're releasing the Playdate version, we're like, let's make this like sort of like a hidden mechanic that you find, and it like sort of like changes how you play the game. But after launch, we realized it's sort of like an essential part of playing. We're like, oh, we kind of really need to make sure we call this out, and it was just trying to find a way that didn't require a lot of like extra features.
Sure.
We had it, I think at some point I told you about this, but we were exploring a challenge mode that was it started with just being like, hey, this is a way we could teach the spin boost and try to like instill
okay.
it in players.
Yeah.
But then it sort of became this whole big feature that just was not working for the style of game.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Hi, Cade. Welcome in. Thank you so much for your 3-stream streak. Yeah, is the cat like in game narratively like our manager or just some beeline with access to our ship comms? Like, what's the story there?
I want to say the latter now that you said that, because that would be hilarious. It's just like, oh, just some random cat just talking to you. No, it's supposed to be your supervisor.
Okay, sure. It really reads like that when you see the like post game report.
Yeah.
This thing right here. Yeah. So the cat is like running the company, Suborbital Salvage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the tutorial, the tutorial's helpful for teaching how to play a game, but it does also set a little bit of the narrative setting.
Yeah, I guess I skipped right through that too. I'm doing a poor job demonstrating how wide the game is. I'm just excited to try and beat my high scores again.
Yeah, no, all good. It is like the core loop of the game is just getting better, getting further, and like that's why we added settings that let the text get out of, or so you can turn the text off and get it out of the way, so you can move through it faster. So it's like it is a part that I want people to enjoy, but like I want people to enjoy more the like actual like minute to minute gameplay.
Yeah, that makes sense. It is very addictive. I really enjoy how easy it is to do just one more run, especially when my runs are so short.
Yes. Yeah, keeping that iteration loop short was very important to me.
Sure.
When we were talking about game, when it was in development, we were talking about it as like always wanted to make sure it was like you could just push a button and restart, because I've played games where it's like they're like really precise and you have to like do things very specifically to like finish the level, and then like I'm always really bad at that, so I'm like constantly restarting. But then games that have like, oh, now you watch an animation every time you enter the level, it's like, no, I just want to like quickly try that again because I was like just off by a pixel.
Right. Yeah, I also really hate it when like restarting a game involves like you press the A button to progress the text, and then you press the B button to go back to where you were, and then you press like left on the joystick and A again, and like I don't know, just those combos I just get so lost in.
Yep.
Lemon is asking, are we a cat as a player?
Ooh, that wasn't decided, but there's no reason you couldn't be.
Is there some sort of meta narrative going on then that there's this giant skeletal fish eating this cat's company's assets?
No, the fish really just came about because there needed to be motivation to keep going forward.
Sure.
Because you can fly backwards right now, but the fish does have some rubber banding to make sure it always catches up with you.
Sure.
But yeah, without the incentive, there was no pressure to keep you moving forward.
Sure.
And the fish specifically, like it being a monster, was specifically because I had watched one of the Star Wars movies recently, and it was the giant space kraken chasing them, and I forget which one that one was called, and I was like, I can't draw a kraken, but I can draw a fish.
Hell yeah.
Eric had an idea at some point about the fish being like the CEO, actually.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, it was kind of the narrative of just corporate and scams to a certain degree, where at the end of the day it's a forever loop of food for the fish at the end of the day.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, I can see it. Speaking of Eric and level design and things, why am I not boosting forward? That's not the question. Sorry. I don't think I was rotating fast enough. Tell us a little bit about some of your design decisions for this first asteroid belt area.
Yeah, definitely. I think overall there was a huge aspect of just seeing how we could empower players to still get enough time to get a sense of controls,
Sure.
and also help set a bit of the scene. When you're flying through the asteroid belt, you see a little bit of some of the other environments in this space. You see a couple mushrooms here and there.
Yeah.
You see some construction. You see that, oh, there's little hints of a life that's out there, even with the signages that are on these asteroids. So we wanted to kind of give that as a little hint as to there's more to come, but still have enough obstacles that feel like, okay, I'm actually in space and I do need to avoid these things in here. So that's kind of the idea of it, of this first section.
Yeah, having never progressed past the second section myself, I didn't even realize these were motifs from foreshadowing what the game is going to hold in later sections. Would you want to talk to us a little bit about what sorts of environments players can expect when they are better at the game than I am?
For the record, the game is hard. It's intended to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's an aspect here of wanting to be the feeling of an arcade game that's trying to steal your quarters. So
okay,
that's kind of where the difficulty comes from. But in terms of expectations of what you can expect here is, I think there is. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alex. I think there's 3 or 4 distinct areas.
Yeah, I think. Now I gotta count on my finger. Asteroids.
We've got asteroids. We have the city.
Oh, there is 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Asteroids, the city theme, the mining theme, and then the mushroom one.
Okay. Is the mushroom one just like endless after that?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It is. It just keeps repeating.
Nice.
The chunks are really hard, so that you shouldn't see them repeat a lot.
Right.
But I guess if you're really good, you could keep just looping through that.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's one of the fun things about the level design is that as you're playing it, as you're getting more accustomed with your ship control, you're also getting more accustomed to the previous chunks you've been through.
Sure.
So there is a level of developing muscle memory of okay, I have a sense of what to expect when I'm in this area because I've played this a couple of times now. I kind of know how the asteroids are.
I have noticed myself, I see on the right side of the screen a couple common asteroid patterns I recognize, and I'm like, oh, this is that little chunk that I know how to fly through, so I'll just follow my usual route to try and stay safe.
Exactly.
Something cool Eric did. Oh, sorry, Eric.
No, go for your thought.
I was gonna say, it was something cool that you did was there's some chunks that always show up in the same spot. So one that we've been seeing in your playthrough, Fletch, is the mine chunk that also hints at mines coming in the future.
Oh, okay, sure.
They're great for signposting just to your progress, because otherwise the chunks are just random. There's preset chunks that Eric designed that are just randomly stitched together at runtime, and they're pulled from the particular region that you're in. But there are the set signpost chunks in addition to the literal ones that have signs on them to tell you when you get to the new region.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought that was super important for giving the field of progression for in-game.
That's not something I could have spoken to as a player, but I did always feel when I see the area with the mines and there's more construction equipment on top of the asteroids themselves, I felt like that was a good run for me. And I didn't consciously know that it was always set like that, but it felt, like you said, it felt like good signposting.
Yeah, cool. It definitely gave us that ability of helping players understand. Oh, I'm at this. I'm pretty far. I'm at this distance. I know how well I'm doing. Or
sure.
I've gone into another checkpoint basically for yourself, and it also gave us the ability to introduce new mechanics or I guess new obstacles for players in a more safe manner. So we always try to introduce it in a way where it's not going to outright destroy your ship, most hopefully, because it's kind of out of the way. Is the idea.
I'm flying right over top of this right now. That's pretty easy to avoid.
Yeah, exactly. So it just helps, teach. Okay, like I know what to expect with this particular obstacle that's you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And next time you see it, you know what to expect from it.
I love that. And it, like, especially with the mines, like, knowing that they will move towards my ship, like, once I reach the area that has significantly more mines, I'll, like, know what to expect already. I feel like that's really nice. Achi is wondering, are you pulling from a pool of random chunks until the pool is empty? Or are you just, like, grabbing a random one from heap? Well, I don't know. That, like, yeah.
No, yeah, good question. I really like procedural generation, so I could talk about this stuff all day. Yeah, we had originally started with just purely RNG Jesus, but it didn't feel good, especially when chunks repeated. So that is actually using a pool for each region. So like you only see one chunk, each chunk once per run, and you may not see all of the ones from that pool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think all of our region pools have equal amounts of chunks though. Like I think the asteroid one has the most, just because you see it the most.
Sure. Right.
And I think for the last region, like I think there's the 4 mushroom chunks that you see are the 4 mushroom chunks you'll ever see.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's more than that, but it's definitely like a smaller pool.
Sure. Yeah. That's super neat. I love that. People that were paying attention while I was yapping with you two might have noticed that I changed the palette. Yeah, I really like the palettes that you've added to the game, especially the seafoam one. It matches my own like branding color scheme.
Yes. I will say I did that intentionally. Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I was being sarcastic.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes when I'm not on camera, my sarcasm doesn't read well because there's not a facial expression to go with it.
That's just the neurodivergent experience, I fear. I get it. Oh, I noticed that you limited that sign I just passed. In the Playdate version, it used to go all the way to the top and bottom of the screen, and so I would crash into that all the time.
The sign.
The
little ad bots?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, they're hard to. It's hard to tell what.
Right. What's a
hard? Yeah. Especially one bit. Yeah, those are ad. But the idea with those is that they're like, hey, watch this ad, watch the ad. But they do. I don't remember if we might have tweaked them. Like I've done some difficulty passes because like the game's really hard.
Sure.
So I might have limited them a bit more. But the way they're supposed to work is if you're flying straight at them, regardless of where you are on the screen, they don't move. But if you're like angled like away, they will like try to move in that direction to match your Y position on screen.
Interesting. I love it.
I guess I should have started that with spoiler alert because part of the game is figuring out how to work around each hazard. But
I think spoilers are expected in this type of experience.
We can call them pro tips.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like I just reached the city of Alara, is what the Steam achievement called it.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and I'm excited to have a Steam achievement. I know on Playdate there was the scoreboard feature. Did you include scoreboards in the Steam version? Are you writing like a custom backend to support posting?
Oh, yeah, definitely no custom backend.
Okay.
The reason why it went on Steam was because of the leaderboard API. Because
there's a leaderboard API. Oh.
Yes, yeah. So like if you actually go to reports, like there is still the leaderboard, the global leaderboards.
Okay.
I didn't like this game is such an arcade game. We didn't feel like it made sense where if you just had local scores.
Right.
So it's like that. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have just released on itch because releasing a game on Steam is just a lot of work.
Right. Like I could see this like in some niche arcade cabinet in the future where local scores might be useful, but yeah, I definitely understand for a Steam release the global ones make more sense. Hi Ray, great to see you. Lady Celebrity. All right, let's go check out how I'm doing so far. I'm 5th globally. Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I've got a.
I haven't looked at this since launch.
Hmm.
I probably should delete my own scores It feels
keep
weird.
I love developer scores. If anything, what I would do is I would add a little badge next to your and Eric's name that says dev, because that gives people something to like challenge themselves with. Because everyone feels good when they beat the dev score, you know.
I'm gonna write that down.
Hell yeah. Reclamation specialists. Oh, I'm 6th on this one. I'm not very good at reclaiming. Nice. Longest shifts.
Oh, I meant to do this when we were doing intros, but I wanted to call out David KDB is the musician that did the soundtrack. It's not an original OST, but I purchased his music from Itch. So if you want to go find him, there's a link in the credits on the website.
Awesome.
But I can also post it in chat at some point today. Yeah, his music's great.
What's your Twitch username? Games Right?
Good question. It's probably Games Right Now. Yes. Games
Right. Yeah. You are now VIP, and you can post that link whenever you feel like.
Ooh. Yeah, let me go take that up now.
So what other pals we got? Midnight is really nice. Ooh, Wasp. See, palette swaps like this for 1-bit games just make me feel so good. Gato Roboto is one of like my big inspirations as a game developer myself. And so anytime there's like 1-bit palette swaps, I feel right at home. I'm like, this is my comfort game. This is what I want to be doing right now. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm glad you like that. I added it mainly just because it was fun to like update the shader to support multiple colors.
Sure. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if people were actually gonna want it.
Speaking of shaders, what engine did you create this in? And did you redevelop Suborbital Salvage, or did you like find a way to reuse some of the code that you had before?
Yeah, good question. So I actually, when I started working on this game back in 2022, I was like, I'm gonna make a framework so that I can release this on desktop too, because at the time I wasn't sure how popular Playdate was gonna be, and I didn't want to like only have it available on there.
Yeah.
So I had been working on a framework called Playbit almost the entire time. So when we launched the Playdate version a year ago, it was actually playable on desktop. It wasn't shippable, but it was playable.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same Lua code base that I used to deploy to Playdate, which is why I was able to release an update for the Playdate version on the same day that the Steam version launched.
Ah, hell yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, Zohini.
Playbit is open source, so if anyone wants to use it, you can use it. It needs some TLC, which I'm hoping to get to now that Suborbital is launched. But it works for exactly what you like for a Suborbital like game.
Yeah.
The main missing piece right now is the sprites, because a lot of people use sprites. I don't know why I didn't use sprites from the Playdate SDK.
That's fine.
I continuously question that.
Crash into the rig at the start of your run? Oh, well, I did that for an achievement hunting. I didn't do that by accident. All right, let me use one of the assist mode options. Do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, so assist mode was a late addition. We had been getting a lot of feedback about how difficult the game was, and I didn't feel like we should compromise on the difficulty, because like that is the vision of the game, but I did want to compromise on just giving people a way of just getting ahead, or at least turning it down. And the trade-off though is that if you have any assist mode option on, your score is not submitted to leaderboards, and achievements aren't unlocked.
Of course.
But it at least lets you like see more of the game. And plus it doubles as like sort of a practice mode, so that you can like get ahead, try those other ones, so you don't have to keep repeating the asteroid section over and over again.
Sure. I love that. I also feel like it does good as a demo mode too, when you have someone that isn't as an adept a pilot as they should be. To be able to show off the incredible art and level design.
Oh, for the record, I can barely get past Solara most of the time.
Nice. Yeah, so the leaderboards we just saw, your high score was 2,500. Is that in the mushroom region, or is that like beatable by a normie?
Oh, it should be. Yeah, it should be beatable.
Okay.
I think Eric's I think the best player of this game.
Hell yeah.
So I think Eric's score is harder to beat. I don't know if Eric, if you played a ton on the Steam version, but I know your playdate scores were very, very difficult to beat.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I do think my play date score has been beaten. So
Oh wow.
congrats on that. I'm pretty sure anyway. But I would say 2500 is roughly in the middle of the city.
Okay.
So definitely very beatable. I think once you start getting into, if we make it back to the mining section,
Yeah.
that's when things get very, very difficult.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of intended. The idea here is that most people should get through the middle, quote unquote, middle of the game,
Sure.
which in my mind is roughly around the city, slightly past the city. And the idea here is that, if you really grind for it, you could get towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Given the fact that it's such a small game, that if you get to the end all the time, you're just gonna see the same couple of jumps.
Right. Totally. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No.
You're the dev. I want you to go first.
I was just gonna move back to the question of scores, and Eric
Yeah.
was at the top of all the leaderboards, and he has been displaced by, on the playdate
Sure.
leaderboards by Kartacha. I don't know. If I
Okay.
pronounced the name
Wow.
right. But
User
Eric's
Kartacha. Oh, yeah.
Eric's like score like the
Sure.
point score was 4,065.
Oh damn.
Distance was 145.
Holy moly. Yeah, that's quite a ways.
Yeah.
Amazing. What are some like little I don't know, like nuances to the design or the art that like you feel like could be easily missed given how frantic the player is clicking around or using like are there any like things that you added in that feel like really special to you but might not be noticed very easily?
That is such a great question, because I feel like as game developers we often do things that are like, if they're not there it's very obvious, but they are there. Most players don't notice.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind is a lot of time was spent on the fish behavior,
Sure.
and I just to make sure it like rubber bands and like feels nice but isn't encroaching too quickly. So there's a lot of like weird logic to make sure
okay.
that feels good. But I think the one thing I'll call is the fish animation is also procedural. It's not canned. Like the jaw and the eyeball are all reactive to, like, the eye's always looking at you and the jaw is just like on, like, randomly opens and closes. And like you can actually another spoiler / pro tip, but you can actually fly in the fish's mouth. And get out of it if you do a spin boost. And if you're in the fish's mouth, it'll slowly open its jaw to make it look like it's about to chomp on you. And if you stay in there long enough, it will chomp on you.
Right, of course. Yeah, there he goes. He's opening up.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So that's all. When you say procedural, is that like algorithmic based? Oh shoot.
Yeah, it's not overly complicated. It's
Okay.
not like I went in and it's not like a frame by frame animation I did in Sprite. It's all separate.
Just using some rotations and
yeah.
Nice. Looks really good.
Eric, I'm sure there's. Oh, go ahead.
I want to hear.
Sorry.
I forgot that Eric needed to answer the questions. Let's do that first.
Yeah, I just wanted to see it. I'm sure Eric has some things to share about the level design.
Yeah, I will say with the level design is that it is designed. The game has been designed knowing that you can go out of bounds. And I think it's a common thing that people, I guess intuitively always feel like, especially with the timer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like you can't stay out of bounds for very long, obviously, because
Sure.
you can basically just skip everything if that was the case. But the game is designed knowing that you can go out of bounds for a while.
Okay.
And so your seed out obstacles are designed in a way that, they lead you to one way, but it doesn't mean that you can't go out of bounds to avoid it or to skip past it in different ways.
Yeah, because the part of the like pattern filling salvage your future, that's so cute. Part of the pattern filling that my brain is doing is if I see a structure extend from the top of the screen, I assume that it continues extending beyond the top of the screen. But are you saying that like I can twist myself above that briefly and avoid a hitbox?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was something that we actually spent a lot of time on, which was like, how did it feel if, these obstacles did extend past the invisible barrier that is your screen? And we originally, I would say, is that it had actually stuck out quite a bit, and like you would run into something even though you're off the screen.
Sure.
But we didn't really like that interaction, given the fact that you don't really see what's going on, and all you're getting is this message that you ran into something when you obviously couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So we moved away from that, and I think that it actually ended up with kind of a better gameplay experience overall. But also kind of opened the door to opportunities, and I think that was the biggest thing, was giving players opportunities to change up their routing in kind of fun ways.
Yeah, no, I feel like that offers itself to a lot of skill expression in the game, where you like are used to, similar to what you were talking about with the spin boosts on the playdate, like you become used to a certain control scheme, but then you find some new way of solving that logical puzzle, I suppose, that you didn't know was available to you before, and now you've got like a brand new way to learn and just get better at the game. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly
that. One thing that I want to point out that I love about this game is that I am someone that likes to control the rocket with like controlled bursts and taps and things like that, but you can just hold the go button down and fly it, and the rocket is less like floaty and more just like follows where you're pointing. I think could be useful for a lot of people. Obviously you can't do a spoon boost while you're pulling down the gas, but I think this gives a little bit more control. It's just I struggle personally with like tight turns in this mode, so I like using gravity to my advantage.
Yeah, the game, I think Eric and I found in the middle of develop that we're both playing the game very differently. Like I like to play with also the short burst, but Eric was doing like holding, like in most cases holding the button down.
Sure.
Although there are some chunks that he designed where it's like you kind of have to let go so that you can do a little stall.
Of course.
To get past something. But I was like struggling in some of the earlier regions. I was like, Eric, I think this is too hard. We need to make this easier. And then he was like, you can just hold thrust, and it's like, I'm like, oh.
That's incredible. I love that you developed the game and you're the one that's being taught how to play it. It's such a good role reversal.
Yeah, no, definitely. This game is like it's so small, like especially on the surface when you compare it to other games, especially now that it's on Steam.
Sure.
But I feel like there's so much nuance in just the gameplay that Eric and I worked out that I think gets missed unless you're actually diving into it or someone's chatting about it. So I do really appreciate these questions that you're asking.
Of course. Yeah. I love doing like interviews, chats, whatever with devs. I've done it quite a bit over the course of this channel's life, and I don't know, I find that asking these sorts of questions and being able to interact with devs like inspire a lot of other people to make games, which is of course like a very good thing. And also just like reveals some more of the like, I don't know, pulls back the curtain a little bit on the mystery of how games get made, and I think that's really fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Ray asked if the scoreboards are different between Playdate and Steam.
Oh yes, yeah. I don't think Panic would have been happy if I had
if we're
somehow
able to
figured
post.
out how to.
Yeah. I have done a little bit of digging myself to see if there's a way I could like just fetch. Oh wow, I switched to a new environment. This is something. I have done a little digging myself to see if there was a way I could just fetch, so I could like put it on my website or something, but I was not successful. Yeah.
I thought about copying the scoreboards from the Playdate one just to seed the starting ones for Steam.
Sure.
As like the fake users, but I didn't get around to that.
Sure.
And after playtesting, we ended up having enough scores in there that I was like, well, I'll just leave these.
That makes sense. Are you are the scores comparable between the two? Like if I were to play a bit on Playdate and then a bit on Steam, would they be able to be compared?
Yeah, I think so. There's not since the Steam launch added or improved some of the collisions on the asteroids, so it is a bit easier to get through the starting region. And I also fixed a long-standing bug where if you received a boost either from a spin or the rings, that it was actually pulling you down faster.
Oh, interesting.
I had not intended gravity to increase, and this actually got called out during the Playdate play testing, and I thought I fixed it, and maybe I did and it regressed, or I never actually truly fixed it. So I patched that because it was just
nice.
It was making, like, I think Eric and I got used to it because we were just play testing constantly.
Sure,
like,
of course.
New people play it, like a lot of struggles was like when they hit the boost, they'd immediately hit something below them because they were dropping so fast. And I was like, oh. So I think right now, like the scores are, because I don't know if people have been playing the Playdate version since that, because now it's been over a year since that launched.
Sure, of course.
So the scores might be a little bit easier to beat at the moment.
Okay.
But I do think also the Steam version with the 3 different input methods, like I think there might, depending on like if you're more skilled with a controller or a mouse or a keyboard, you might have some advantage over a crank. But I will say that in my opinion, the best experience is with the crank, because like that was how this all started. It was like, how can I make a game that showcases the crank? Because there was like, that was the novel thing about it, and it seemed silly not to utilize it.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I made a game for the Playdate too. how can I showcase the crank in extras? Yeah.
It's like we haven't seen a new input method in a while in a console. I was like I can't just pretend I'm making like a normal game. Like, no, I gotta use the crank.
I love that. That's so good. And I think like there's a bit of poetry that I don't know if you intended or not, in the fact that a lot of people, when they first see a Playdate and they haven't played with it before, their immediate thought is fishing minigame.
Right.
And now you have a minigame where you are being fished quite literally. So
that had not occurred to me. That is hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. Life rhymes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something we noticed during playtesting too, especially when we're playtesting with friends and family who hadn't heard the Playdate before, was that not only were we teaching our game, but also teaching the Playdate. And like, so we were getting questions. It's like, oh, what's the crank for? Is that how you charge it?
Okay. Yeah,
I feel like that's like an inside joke with the Playdate community.
It is.
But it was like actual questions we were getting, and just like explaining like what the device was all about, which was interesting, right? Because it's sort of, because Suborbital then were those people's first game, that part of the experience with the game was also learning the Playdate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that so much. I didn't get the chance to playtest extras with a lot of people, like in my personal physical life. So most of my playtesting was done by people that are already aware and experienced with Playdate. So it's really neat to hear that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was the Oh. There was, you know what? Forget it. It'll come back later. I am just fully focused on this mining section. It's I really love the like maze-like structures, and you have to like, I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing actually really well,
thank you.
picking it up.
Thank you.
Yeah. I remember when I gave Eric all those pipes, and then Eric just went ham with them, and the performance was tanking. I was just like, Eric, you need to use less. But Eric was like, no, it's so good. And so I spent a bit trying to optimize those. So that was actually really fun.
Hell yeah.
I think I had already written a post about it, but talk about it a little bit. What I ended up doing is like when the game starts, which you don't really see on the Steam version because like a normal computer is like totally fine. But when the Playdate version boots up, there's that little loading sequence where it's like running through like baking the chunks and whatnot. And
sure.
The baking the chunks means it's actually going through every chunk file and like pre-rendering that chunk to a single image, because we were just having issues with like all the separate images were,
of course,
like all those separate draw calls were just like tanking performance.
Right.
Like obviously we couldn't bake the dynamic things, so like the ad bot and like the lasers and stuff were all still on their own, but there's a lot of static stuff and those are just baked in.
Oh god. What the fuck is that? Yeah. No, I love the baking. I chose to bake assets before like the game starts. They're just like flat PNG files. And I had a lot of them. So I think for next Playdate adventure I might consider runtime baking.
Yeah, I mean, I usually prefer doing that at build time as well. I just it was a last minute thing. Because with the unlike the Steam release where I was like, oh, I'm just gonna set an arbitrary date, which ended up being exactly a year from the Playdate one. But it was like I was way ready to release this than I was the Playdate one, because the Playdate one, Panic was like, okay, it's releasing this day, and Eric and I are like, well, we better ship it.
right, yeah.
So yeah, some of those decisions were just driven by like, what is the fastest way to get this done?
Sure, that makes sense.
Because yeah, there is. I think the Playdate version actually does, especially now. Like it has to load the achievements as well, and it's like it is a little bit of a bump. Like I mean, it's not. I don't think you're waiting any more than like maybe 20-30 seconds, but like my game dev brain that wants everything optimized. I'm like, I could just move the chunk baking off and like not have to do it at runtime.
That's all right. I think there's something very tactile about loading bars, particularly in retro media, that serves a really nice purpose. So I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing for you to have that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think I'm definitely not going to change it. I am ready to move on to another project.
Of course, yeah. Achi is asking, is Suborbital on itch or just catalog in Steam?
Just catalog in Steam. I have thought about multiple times releasing on itch, but it's really like the experience is about the leaderboards, and I don't have another service, and I don't want to spin up my own.
Yep.
But I don't know. Maybe over time I'll feel differently and just like have that as the disclaimer for an itch build, where it's like, well, you can buy it here, but you don't get leaderboards and achievements.
If there was a hypothetical scenario where a hypothetical person wanted to have a hypothetical suborbital challenge like tournament thing, and they spun up their own service to support Playdate and Steam scores, like, would you be willing to work with them to try and...
Hypothetically, yes.
Okay, good to know. Just gonna put that in my back pocket.
In your hypothetical back pocket?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm not wearing pants right now, so... Wearing my pajamas. They've got like little beaties on them. They're nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not on camera because I'm also in pajamas.
Oh yeah. Toad says, if you collect a coin after dying, does that count towards your score?
Yes. That was actually an accidental, like that's not a bug, that's a feature, but was actually a bug. But we decided it was a feature situation.
Hell yeah.
There is actually an achievement for doing that now as well.
Okay, yeah, I think I saw that pop earlier. That was fun. Let's try danger. So I'm going to the worst, or the most difficult zone now.
Oh boy.
See how this goes. Oh dear. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I don't know if this one's actually playable. It's definitely not colorblind friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, the
It
red,
definitely-
the red.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll turn off the red. Sorry, I'm just trying to
Oh, no.
showcase things. Eat me, fish.
I mean, I mean, I think it totally is. It is definitely very tough.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go back to. Oops. Wrong setting.
Yeah, I think Eric, I think you actually noped this one. I added it in later because I was like, we should just add some fun ones then. Like, we're
Yeah.
not pushing this on anyone. Like, if someone wants the pain, they can play with the pain.
Of course. Of course. Man.
I still really like this particular palette that you made here.
The purple one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. This feels like what Playdate would look like. Oh, there's a broken booster ring. That's so cool. It feels like what I would expect the Playdate to look like if the Playdate was colored 1-bit instead of you know. Like there's something about like these displays that when you like, especially when you have them in the sun, like black starts to shift purple a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know that experience, but yeah.
And then purple is also often used in art to be like shadows and darkness as well. I didn't think that deeply about that. I think when I was thinking about when I came up with this palette, I was just thinking space and trying to think of like what colors are good for space. And
Purple's a great space color.
Yeah, blues and purples.
Love
it was also actually surprisingly hard to pick two colors because it's like you want to give a certain like feel, but it also still needs to be like have high enough contrast, and like a lot of colors don't work well together when it's just a duo like this.
Right, definitely. I did a little bit of an exploration in January of a Pikatron game that I want to make, and I was messing around with some 1-bit palettes, and it became very apparent to me exactly what you said. Like you have to be very careful with color contrast, and but also like you want to deliver sort of vibe, and that's a really tricky like balance to strike. Find.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's also, I feel like even with just pixel art in general, like when you're working at a low resolution, it's like you only have so many pixels to convey the thing you're trying to convey.
Sure.
And it's like it's like, will the ship, like questions I was constantly asking is like, is the ship gonna look like a ship, or is the fish gonna look like a fish? The answer to the last one is no, it looks like a snake. But it reads as a monster, which is the important part.
Right.
So that's why I was like
I think
like,
it reads as a snake right until you do this, and then it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fish.
Yeah, and I, like I said, I'm totally fine with that. I just wanted to make sure it read as like danger, not best friend.
Sure.
I think and I'm used to, so I've worked in games for a while, so it's like there's some things that you tend to reach for where it's just like, oh, if it's danger, you paint it red, or like some other like in nature you see some sort of danger color, or use like lighting to like draw attention to something, or like when you're trying to fade something out, you alpha it out, and like you don't have those things on Playdate.
Right.
So it made solving like already previously solved issues like different and interesting.
Sure.
I mean, obviously with the fade one, you can do like a dither fade, but again, I'm not an artist, and I'm not very good at doing those kind of things.
Yeah. If it's evil, you give it eyebrows. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like in the shape language, I think is really important. Like if you see large object that has sharp teeth, you think maybe that's not something I should touch.
Right.
Hi, Dusky. Thanks for claiming your drink. You said you've been working in games for a while. Do the both of you want to talk a little bit about other game dev things you've done, excursions and whatnot?
I'm gonna let Eric go first because I might keep talking.
Valid.
I'm trying to so there's and no. Yes, there's definitely other game design or game related excursions.
Sure.
But I can't talk about them because they're not NDAs.
Sure. Okay. Still in flight.
Yeah, in flight, and also just the way contracts and etc. work. So, yeah.
So do you Did you do UX work for those other game dev projects as well? Okay.
Yeah. It would be. Oh, go for it.
What is your like UX je ne sais quoi? Like what's the aspect of that field that you just feel like you really understand and lean into when you're working on something?
I would say my core skill sets in UX design is specifically interaction design.
Okay.
I would say UX interface design has a lot of, I guess, micro design specialties inside of it.
Okay.
So I would say in mine, it's generally interaction design, specifically around like systems and thinking about just how people interact with things is a better way to put it.
Okay.
And how systems should work, whether it's the structure of the interface or kind of the role of each kind of screen, button, etc.
Awesome. That's amazing. What sorts of like interaction design features can we see in Suborbital?
Interesting enough, I think the focus of that really came through not in the UI.
Okay,
I would say the one example, and Alex knows this one, is our report screen at the very end, which is just how it comes through like a printer, and that you can actually on the playdate anyway.
Oh right.
you can
scroll the crank.
You can scroll the crank to look down. I think that was a nice little addition that we came up with together. Or it's like how do we best like show this report? And we were talking about it. I'm like, it should be just like an office where you get something printed out from your manager and you get sent.
Yeah, and I love the sound design here too. I nearly expected there to be like the perforated holes on the side of this paper.
That's such a great idea. I might patch that in because I was when I made the art for the paper, I was like, oh, should I put a coffee stain or something? Like I felt like it needed something more to like sell it.
Yeah,
I had not thought of the feeder holes for older printers.
Yeah, I feel like that's a reference that might be lost on younger folks picking up a playdate.
True.
But it feels like a really nice, just like warm hug from an earlier time.
Yeah.
So I'm still really getting that from the jittery way the report comes out and the sound design. I think you really nailed the report generation. Alex, we never got to talk to you about other game dev things that you've worked on or contributed to. Do you want to talk about that?
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where to start.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I worked. So I got started in games in like professionally 2012, but I think I was noodling in like 2010. I don't really know when I started, but I got started in the Flash dev era.
Hell yeah.
RIP Flash. I
RIP.
do miss. Yeah, I do really miss the Flash portals. Like I spent a lot of time playing those games and making them.
Yes. Nitrome and Fancy Pants Adventure 2 were my
yes. I played I really like just the one-off like goofy games too, just like just a lot of indies where you're just doing experimental things or like the social commentary ones, like when achievements were starting to get added to everything, there was achievement unlocked where like literally you just like moved a pixel and you got an achievement.
Right.
Yeah, so Flash, and then I eventually moved on to educational games, which I've been actually for quite a while.
Interesting.
A lot of the games I worked on, I don't think most people would know about.
Sure.
But like the bigger ones in the educational space would be like the iCivics games, which teach just civics in the U.S.
Interesting.
But we have a lot of different clients, like basically anything that's an interactive experience where we need to teach something. It's like what my company does, the day job company that I work for, not games now. But I also had worked on a canned MMO. At AAA briefly.
R.I.P.
And yep. I also ported indie games to consoles for a bit. I had ported Space Otter Charlie and Cozy Grove.
Nice. I think I've heard of Cozy Grove actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead.
Is that the one where there's like, I want to say it's like mostly white and black to start, and then like colors start filling in, and you have like new visitors arriving?
Yeah, it's sort of like a Animal Crossing like game.
Yeah, right.
Like, you're a scout trying to revive this island, and there's all these like bears with different personalities.
That's so cool. I didn't know you worked on porting that. Amazing.
Yeah. I think they sunset maybe the original one. I think they released like Cozy Grove 2 because the studio got bought by Netflix. I've been involved in a while. Sure. Like I also didn't work on like actual game dev. It was just like, how do I make this thing run on Switch?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's a very, I think, brief overview. Personal projects wise, like I've made a lot of prototypes and tiny things over the years, but Suborbital is really like the first true project that I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually treat this like I'm shipping a game.
Oh yeah, and you did it twice. I mean,
I did.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So you pressed the release button yesterday on Steam. How has the first day been? Meeting your expectations? What sorts of things do you wish were different?
Yeah, so I think I've changed my expectations from when the Playdate version launched. Because when the Playdate version launched, I was very, very excited at the potential idea that like this could fund a more like persistent side hustle of like making games. But I don't, even though I've been in games for a while, I've never done marketing, and not only is it hard and I'm bad at it, but oh wait, there's an ad.
Yeah, just keep going. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Twitch noob for anyone who doesn't know. But yeah, marketing is hard, and I don't know how to do it. So like there wasn't like I think that's really what's holding back. But the Playdate version actually did very well. So I will say that the Steam version is not doing as well as the Playdate version.
Yeah, sure. I feel like Steam is a really difficult platform to ship on just because of how saturated things are.
Yes. Yeah. That was another one of the reasons I was interested in the Playdate, because it was just like a smaller ecosystem, and I was like, oh, it might be easier to get seen on this platform, and like that's totally true. And there's also just a lot more experimentation and like fun things going on rather than just someone churning out like another first-person shooter or something. So like both as a player and game developer, I really love that on the Playdate.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Steam is very oversaturated, and like I don't know if Suborbital really like should have been released on Steam. I just felt like because I had been working on Playdate and it was available on desktop, and I wanted friends and family who didn't have a Playdate to be able to play it, like that was reason enough to release it.
Right.
So I didn't really have any other expectations beyond that in terms of like sales.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, I feel similarly about Extras. I don't expect something like Extras to do well on Steam, but there is a part of me that just felt really bad when it first came out. A lot of my friends wanted to support me and was like, oh, how do I purchase and download your game? And it's like, you can't.
Yeah, right.
There's a $250 entrance fee.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So porting it to Steam would just be like a personal goal rather than like actual business objective. Yeah.
I will say it did help me just learn how to release on Steam, because it is surprisingly, it's like unlike Playdate, even Itch, where you just like fill out some stuff and like upload the build. It's like there's all this extra metadata and there's some extra process. It's not quite as bad as app stores. Definitely not as bad as like major consoles, but it was enough of figuring out because like the UI is kind of a labyrinth.
Right. I've heard Steam UI. Oh, I know. Even just like the customer facing stuff is not at all consistent. So I can imagine their backroom stuff is even worse.
Yep. Yeah, something that's been driving me nuts is I really wanted Suborbital to work on the Steam Deck, so I actually got one so that like during the Steam Deck porting or during the Steam porting process that I was actually testing, make sure it ran on there.
Awesome.
And like it runs great, but I can't like actually request Steam Deck verification. Like it's I think the documentation hints at like certain developers being able to have a button to like put it in the queue. But it seems like most games it's like based on either play heuristics or like how many Steam Deck people are reporting that it plays well. So the game currently is like in the unknown category, but at least Steam has the option to have like an announcement they can post and link to that space. So I just say in there, it's like, hey, it works on Steam Deck, but we don't have official verification.
Gotcha. I see. Okay. Yeah, that's actually really good insight for me to know. I'm really curious about learning more about this, so that's really, really good.
Yeah, definitely happy to chat.
Yeah, thank you. Eric and Alex, looking ahead, is there anything that you two are either cooking up together or separately on the horizon, or are you just kind of like in a resting phase while you try and think about what's next? Maybe I'll tell Eric to go first. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I talk a lot, so I'm trying to leave space for Eric.
No. You guys are great. It's all good. I mean, there's definitely things that are being cooked up. Alex and I are working through, chatting about at the start of another collaboration between the two of us.
Ooh, okay.
I'll let Alex talk a little bit more about it because it's still very, very, very early, and it's very much so still in that ideation, state.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's something else coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not cooked, but one of my big takeaways from Suborbital is that if I'm going to release another game, it should be a lot bigger, because like regardless of how big the game is, like you still go through the same amount of effort to release it, and I would like it just to be a bigger game. So it's been a dream of mine to make a roguelike for a while. So it's not gonna, like, I've been calling it a cozy like, because I would like to take on the challenge of making a roguelike where the focus isn't on combat and more just like on exploring and crafting and building, which might be confusing, because I feel like roguelike, you instantly think like you're in a dungeon and like slaying monsters and stuff. But I like playing roguelikes because of like all the deep interconnected systems that happen. And I also really like turn-based grid movement, because as someone who's got really bad Eric has actually made this comment before because we chose to make Suborbital, but I'm really bad at quick fast reaction games.
Yeah, sure.
So I like to play ones where like it pauses every turn, and like I can actually sit and think. But yeah, it's gonna be a big game, and we've been trying to focus on Suborbital, and I'm also gonna take a breather to try to get Playbit in a better space before moving on to another project. But
sure, of course,
I'm sure we'll be prototyping some stuff.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it. I love the term rogue love, Toad. That's amazing. Will said roguelike. Do you have any like how many Easter eggs can you give us before it's time to go home and not ask about them anymore?
Easter eggs in Suborbital?
No, sorry. Like, can you give us any hints about like the environment or the content of the new roguelike that you want to make?
Sure.
Like palette or I don't know, just little
I mean, I will preface. I mean, I would like to share just because I like talking about games. But I'll preface like nothing I'm about to say is promised.
Of course,
it's just things that we're thinking about. But I would like. I grew up reading the Redwall books by I don't remember what the author's name is. It's like Martin something, but they're books about. It's sort of like Mouse Ritter, the RPG, where it's a bunch of like forest creatures running around, and I do think they battle. But what I remember was that they like really great detail about the food they would eat, and there was like a lot of just like cozy vibes. So I would like to have a sort of like Redwall aesthetic, but in space.
Ooh, I love space.
Because another same. I love space. Something that I've really wanted in a game for a long time, and this is very weird, obscure, and niche, but I want to be able to like fly in a spaceship, like be in a spaceship as it's flying, but also walk around in it while it's on autopilot.
Sure.
Because then it just like it probably sounds really weird, but to me that just feels really immersive. Because a lot of times you go into a game that has a spaceship, get on it, it's moving, but if you get out of the seat, it stops.
Right.
There's nothing. Or if you can get out of it, there's not really anything to do other than stare out into emptiness. So it's just like, I want that sort of like transitionary period to be like you sort of like in any like survival game, you're like doing base building and stuff, but it's just like you're on your ship while you're trying to go to another planet.
Yeah. Like this is going to take in real life time like 10-15 minutes to actually travel to. So how can you best use your time to like walk around your ship? And yeah, I love that. That's really neat.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest driving factor of what kind of mood we're trying to hit, is that like that driven like travel experience, but like purpose. It's still purpose driven. Like there's a reason for you to be doing this. Like we don't want you to just walk around your ship and not have anything to do, kind of a deal.
Sure.
But it's like the traveling and that joy of being able to travel and like what you do along that particular journey.
Yeah, I think Outward sort of embodies that really well, where it's like very focused on the journey, and like also the fact that there is no GPS like map, and you actually have to use landmarks to figure out where you are.
Right. I did play a couple hours of Outward with my friend, and it was not for me, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's other aspects that I'm not a fan of Outward, but I really like that exploration aspect. I wish the world had been filled in more with like interesting things.
Yeah, I'm just terrible at combat, and whenever things have a lot of friction in a game is where I struggle. So
totally.
And Outward feels like a game that does friction really well. Like it's intended to be a game that is reminiscent of some of the like older games that before people started thinking a lot about like difficulty settings and whatever. So I think it's designed really well. It's just I am bad at video games, so
fair.
No, that's great. Lemon says he needs to get me to play Mouse Ritter, which is true. I have not played it.
Yes. I weirdly know about a lot of tabletop RPGs, but I've never actually played them in a group.
Okay.
During the pandemic, I got into solo RPGs, so I was like just exploring that space.
Interesting. What are some of your favorite solo RPGs?
I think Ironsworn, and then the space follow up. Blanking on. I think it's Star Forged.
Hell yeah.
Again, because of the space version, but it's also just like got very, very easy mechanics. Like I think some of the solo RPGs can get pretty mechanics heavy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm in the city right now. I don't think I've ever like not in assist mode made it this far.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx the
I'm just like, holy fuck, what is going on?
It's weird. I feel like Suborbital, like the more you try to focus, the harder it becomes. But if you're just like casually clicking around, it's actually like easier.
It's such a flow state game, and I love it for that.
Yeah.
I need to see how I've changed my reports.
I've definitely fired up Suborbital a couple times just to like, oh, I need to test something, and then I find myself playing, which probably sounds weird because I'm the developer. I'm trying to sell it, but it's like I don't usually play the games I make because usually I'm playing them during development, and by the time I'm done, I'm just done with them.
Yeah.
But like this is like the one game where I'm like, I think I'll actually just casually play this every now and then.
Oh yeah, love that.
I think it helps too that Eric designed the levels, so I don't have all that in my brain. So it is sort of like in some ways new to me.
Sure, that makes sense. I am now second on 2 leaderboards, which feels good.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah, sorry, Eric.
No need to be sorry.
Oh, I'm having such a blast.
Yeah, me too.
I glad that y'all are sticking around. I don't know how much longer you have before you need to. I know it's a work day for both of you. I'm actually in between positions right now, which is a good thing. Actually, it's not unemployment. It's I am switching positions, and my current job kicked me out of all their systems, but are still paying me for the 2 weeks notice.
Nice.
Yeah, so I want to be respectful of your time in mornings, but is there anything else that you want to share about the game, or maybe like newsletters where people can stay updated with other projects you're working on? I don't know, like what sorts of things can we think about in terms of wrap up?
Yeah, I think as far as just like following for updates, like I'm bad at social media, but I do post updates on my Blue Sky.
Okay.
So that'd probably be the best place, or just watching the Games Right Meow website. I probably should set up RSS feeds and a news page, but
we have a lot of RSS fans in the community. Yeah.
Yes, I'm also an RSS fan. I just my air quotes blog isn't a blog. I decided to go with more of like the digital garden concept. So
I love
like
that.
I do too. It's like it's great for me as a creator because it just means that I don't have to have like super polished articles when I post them. But then it also means like, how does that transition over to like an RSS feed? Because then it's like,
sure, I'm
updating posts that I posted before, and people might want to know when I update it. So it's like, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of like when I update a post, just adds a new entry to the RSS feed. But I don't. It's a thing in my backlog that I haven't gotten to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Eric, is there any way for us to keep in touch with your excursions, Games Right Meow, or otherwise in the future?
This actually would be probably worse than Alex. I don't need this anywhere.
Nice. Oh yeah.
You see, if anything, you see me on the credits.
Perfect. Love it. I will scan the credits of every game I play now, and just when I find you, it'll be the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing meme. Love it. Oh yeah. Well, I'm not going to kick you out. I'm happy to keep yapping, but I just want to thank you both for your time and your insight into the game. It's been really fun chatting with both of you.
Yeah, same. Thank you so much for doing this.
Of course.
I also enjoyed how casual it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had devs request like official interview questions and things, and then other people just be like, I don't know, just play the game and we'll figure it out as we go. And so both is perfectly.
I know I'd reach out and ask just because I was curious, because I hadn't done an interview before or even been on a Twitch live stream, so I was just like, how does this work? But I
You're
think
natural.
If there were thanks.
Yeah.
I think if there were preset questions, I probably would have been more focused on thinking of answers ahead of time. That would have been less genuine. So I think this format worked better for my anxious overthinky style.
Valid. Yeah, I get that. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You can send me any complaints and critiques to Eric at gamesrightmeow.com.
Well, I will go set up that to go to the spam bin.
Perfect.
I'm just kidding.
Hi, Rai. Welcome in. Yeah, Twitch is pretty cozy. If you ever want to like start streaming, just let me know. Be happy to chat with you about it.
Yeah, I might follow up with that, but maybe not. We'll see. I have enjoyed this. I mean, if anything, I would definitely be happy to come on stream again and chat about games or
Hell yeah.
Not necessarily something I've done, just to come and talk.
Yeah, I mean that's great. We could always do more podcasts. I think people really like this sort of like yappy vibe. I don't know. They get enough of Fletch day to day anyways, so it's time to bring some new voices in.
Well, now we're in that awkward phase where like we're at a friend's house and we've said our goodbyes, but we're just kind of like kicking around at the door.
I love this sort of space. Actually, I'm a Midwesterner, so this is my home. This is where I exist.
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up on the West Coast where it's a very different vibe, where it's like, okay, I'm leaving, bye. But then I moved to the Midwest, and it was a bit of a culture shock on just like the Wisconsin goodbyes, and just like, I was like, I'm leaving now.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Like, oh wait, don't walk out the door yet. I've got leftovers for you.
Right. Oh, I've been meaning to tell you, and then it's like another 20 minutes.
For sure. Yeah, I had a similar experience. I grew up in Virginia, and East Coast goodbyes are also more direct, and so moving out here definitely had I wouldn't say culture shock. It just felt like something that I grew into, especially because my wife's family is more Midwestern, so there was like confusion at first, but now it's like, yeah, I get it. I'm in Wisconsin. You hate the Wisconsin goodbye. Valid.
This is really interesting for me to hear because I'm not familiar with this concept at all. But
okay.
It sounds hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, people just kind of keep talking to you when you're trying to leave. And it feels rude to say like, hey, I really need to get in my car and go home because I'm fucking exhausted. And so you just kind of like, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I feel like there's also the other effect where any stranger you meet gives you their life story. When you're just trying to buy a soda or something.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, I had a Dr. Pepper in '98 once. It's like, oh, great.
Here we go. I guess I'm gonna be late to my next meeting.
Right.
Yeah. No, that it is, and then it's interesting too than hearing about people's perspective of the coast who live in the Midwest, and they like I often heard like the Seattle chill, and
okay.
Then I moved to Seattle, and I was like, Seattle just feels like California. Just people just say goodbye when they want to leave.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting how different communities have formed, like geographically.
Yes.
There is a part of me that wants to know if there's research out there about like how geographical climate and environment, like mountain versus plains or whatever, affect disposition. But I don't know that knowledge yet.
Yeah, I do really, I found it interesting because growing up on the West Coast, there's I mean, I guess it depends on where you are on the West Coast, but in California, there's frequently just all around year-round good weather.
Sure.
And that's a different lifestyle. So then when I was living in the Midwest, where there's actual winter and like everything shuts down, like it definitely like it becomes part of the like there's a cadence to the year out there versus out here. It's just everything just keeps going as it normally is throughout the year.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, I really enjoyed it because it was, especially during the fall and like all the homey festivities.
Yes.
But it can get overwhelming during the summer because then there's like no, like everyone's like, oh, it's nice out, let's go do everything, and it's just like back to back social activities. And then winter is just nothing, everyone's just indoors.
Yeah. Yep, you are describing it perfectly. I currently have like a drift of snow. Like, it's been melting lately. It was like 24 inches. It's now like 6 out of my driveway right now, and we have been hunkering down. So
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That's one of the main reasons why I left, was the winter. Winter
Valid.
was fun the first time around, and afterwards it was just like
Yeah. I think for me, I really like the cycles of change. I don't know, it's kind of like earmarking time passing. But I totally understand. There are definitely days where I wish like I want it to be temperate, fair weather right now, and I'm so sick and tired of the cold or the rain or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm gonna do the West Coast thing.
Okay,
and say goodbye.
great.
I do. I probably should save energy for the workday.
Of course.
It's unfortunately a meeting heavy Friday.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, and
yeah, no problem.
Wish you the best on your next adventure.
Thank you, and thanks again so much for doing this. Like, this was truly great.
Yeah, of course. You can just leave the Discord call. Everything will work out just fine.
Perfect, because I was just gonna ask. I was like, how do I
you just click the hang
gracefully leave?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye, Eric.
Bye.